What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. It's the Crypto Wonder. Excuse the noise in the background. It is what it is. Resilience matters, people. Resilience matters. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in cryptocurrency. You know, a lot of fear. It's at a fever pitch. You know, people are feeling bad. People are feeling down. People are feeling sad, angry. And during these times, there's another segment of people that just take complete advantage, okay? While you're feeling down, while you're feeling bad and sad and angry, if you're already in the space, if you overextended yourself, shout out to you. I know it's hard making difficult decisions, but if you didn't overextend yourself and you're in the crypto space, it's just been whatever, for whatever it's worth. Folks buy the fear and sell the greed, right? People take advantage of your fear. People take advantage of you being intimidated and scared. There are folks who continuously look for moments like these to capitalize on the situation. That's what happens during these times. Folks, you gotta hold on. You gotta really and it's not just about holding on to tokens forever and hodling and not doing anything. It's deeper than that. What I'm saying is it's about getting through this storm. No matter how long this is, it will subside. Point blank period. After every storm, the sun comes out. Just in life. So it's no different than these markets. It's no different than these markets. Pure and simple. There's a lot of folks who just have their differences of points of view, opinions, and then when it's all said and done, you have to rest well with the decisions that you make. There's no other way to look at it. You have to ultimately decide on what you're going to do. And I'm telling you, right now, the way things are with the market, everything is red, everything is down, everything is just oh man, doom and gloom. There are people that are reveling and celebrating. They're looking at this as a win for them in a sense where they can scoop up everything at much cheaper prices. This, it's just what it is. And you might think it's backwards, but no, it's not. Because this is what causes folks, when the markets do start to rage and you see the bull market come back again, this is how they prosper. This is how they prosper, because they took advantage with times like now. However long this is going to last, I'm used to these bear markets. Personally, I'm used to them. However long they last is when people take advantage of the opportunity and scoop up whatever they can buy at a cheaper price. And then they become victorious in the end. In the end, it's subjective, but I'm talking about when the bull markets come back, they become victorious. Whether they continue to hold during the bull markets or even take maximum profits, this is what it's all about. Not everyone can hold for long term. Not everyone is willing to just buy and just sell or trade in the short term. So find whatever aspect works for you. But don't get lost in the sauce, people. Don't get lost in the mania. Don't get lost in the hysteria. It's just what it is. This is where we are. This is what's happening in the market. This is what's happening. But either I have no fearful bone in my body. Been through this already. For me to be afraid now, that means I have to disrespect all the experience that I've had up to this point. And I'm not going to do that. Right? Being fearful now and upset and angry and disturbed means that you did not learn anything up to this point. Especially for folks who've been in this for years. You understand what it is? We know these people, meaning these entities, are going to attack crypto for as long as crypto survives and is alive and working. You have powers that be that just don't want you to become a power that be. You understand? You have powers that be that do not want you to become a power that is the power that exists. Your own power that reflects your greatness. They don't want that. They want to remain in control because they feel in their own whatever peanut brains that they are worthy to control the masses. They feel like they uphold the highest levels of standards known to man that gives them the authority to control and oppress you and dictate and tell you what you can and cannot do with your money. Okay? That's not going to stop. You'll always have an adversary that's looking to take away what you worked so hard to achieve and to have. You're always going to have opposition. That's just life. And I'm saying these things because you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person that talked yourself out of a possible potential life-changing situation, and then when the moment does come for you to experience the life-changing gains, you're not in the market anymore. You're just watching opportunity just pass you by again. Sitting on the sidelines and watching while you were an active participant is not a good feeling. When you're playing in the game and then you gave up and quit, and then you realize in the end that you could have been the only winner, right? The greatest winner that you could have been, and you lost that chance. Oh man, you're not going to be able to stomach that very well. It's going to, unless you're somebody who's void of conscience, you're going to feel bad. You're going to feel bad. So come on, like, if you have to walk away from this, like, you're well positioned, you didn't overextend, and this thing is what it is, and let's say things get even more dire and drastic, right? Let's say there's a 90% dip from here. Imagine if there's another 90% dip. Then what are you going to do? Just leave, walk away, come back sometime in the future. Because a lot of these things that we see and we're getting hit with on a regular basis now. See, I keep in contact with crypto because crypto is a space that moves rapidly. So this is what it is. And I can handle the propaganda. It doesn't move me either way, right? And there are many people who understand what I'm talking about. But there are folks who are new, who don't know, who don't see things from a wider perspective or lens. They get shaken out. They get angry and they get shaken out. There's people that's upset that folks are coming in and they could get, coins cheaper than sacrifice rate. Rightfully so. I get that. But again, because you can't dictate what the market's going to do. If it's crazy because let's think about it. Like, if someone were to say, okay, the market, the coins that were sacrificed are never going to go below sacrifice rate, then I think that would ring some kind of bells and certain attention from regulatory bodies that the community doesn't need. Right? It would suggest some type of forward-looking price statement or whatever. That how would you know that these prices are just going to remain at a certain point and not go below? How would you know that, sir, ma'am? How would you know that? It's the nature of these markets. This is what they do. No one can dictate anything. As much as you would believe people, of course, there's certain market makers that have the power to do things that most of us cannot do, but they could only do so much even at their level. It's just the way of things, of how things unfold and how things evolve and how things work. When you're seeing folks like not folks, but entities like SEC, shouting at Binance and Coinbase and injecting fear mongering tactics and trying to scare people, that reverberates throughout everything in crypto. That affects everything in crypto, either directly or indirectly. Because who's going to be next? That's always how it is. Who's going to be next? They want to start a poison, and they want to sow a seed of poison so that it could spread. And whoever gets hit, they don't care because they want to control it all. But they realize they can't, that it's going to be an uphill battle that ultimately Because of what I understand and what I've learned, in my opinion, I don't think the SEC is going to win. It's either you create regulations, especially in the United States, which they had the hardest time and have avoided for years. Why, I don't know. It's either that or you do something else, but you know what? They're not going to win, right? They're not going to win. Decentralization brought a reality to the system, meaning the legacy system, that sort of like revealed so many aspects of truth of how corrupt, inefficient, wholly inefficient these systems are related to the dollar bill, the fiat. This is why crypto exists, right? But you're still dealing with human beings. These markets, you're still dealing with human beings. Yes, there are bots involved, AI and all that stuff, but primarily what I'm saying is folks get emotional. A lot of these swings occur from person's emotion. You have irrational exuberance that's exhibited. You have people who are afraid. You have people who buy the tops and they sell the bottoms and continuously do that, hurting themselves on purpose. Not on purpose, but these things are designed in a certain way where folks profit off your loss. There are people who are profiting off your loss right now. While the streets are red in crypto, while everything is all down right now, this is not brand new. It's going to happen in the future. Where are you going to position? Where are you going to stand in all this? Are you going to be the person who could profit, or are you going to be the person who's going to lose? Follow what the winners do. Because there are people right now who are taking absolute advantage right now as we speak. Right now, where you think folks are just exiting the system, they're selling their bags, emergency end staking, just walking away from crypto and never coming back. There are people who are doing the exact opposite. The exact opposite. They're salivating. They're buying what you're selling. Because they know and they understand the value more than you do if you're the person who's selling, unless you have something necessary that you need to use the funds for. You know what I'm saying? It's not a judgment, it's just a reality. It's an observation and it's the truth. Unless you have something you got to do with your money, do what you got to do. Handle your business. But in the grand scheme of things, when, again, buy the fear, sell the greed. That's what's been known by the premier financier investors of the world. That's what they've taught the people. That's what not even taught the people. That's what they've just said. Whether it landed on your ears and it translated in a form of, education, teaching moment, etc., etc. This is what they've said. The transference of wealth occurs from those who are impatient, who sell, to those who are patient and buy and receive. That's what's happened. That's not changing. You just have different tools to use. It's not changing though. Different tools to use that allow that principle to work. That's all. So again, where are you going to position yourself? People thought that they were just going to see 10 to 100x out the gate from pulsechain launch. I mean, how? This is reality, people. Yeah, you have some garbage trash coins that have done spectacular, but guess what? Their foundation is garbage. We're trying to work with something that's going to last the test of time to help us. This is why we're in DeFi, especially DeFi. The whole Binance thing and Coinbase and all Kraken, whatever, that's centralized entities. They could freeze your funds. They could stop your withdrawals. They could stop you from using everything that you have on those chains. You don't have your crypto when you keep it on those exchanges. You don't own anything when Binance holds whatever it is that you deposited with them, or Coinbase or whoever. So you render yourself sort of like becoming a hostage by just giving away your stuff. And when they get in trouble and they decide to halt, suspend, stop withdrawals, how does that feel? Does that not piss you off? But people continuously try to believe that, they should trust in something outside of themselves more than they trust themselves. I feel for the Binance community. I feel for them. I feel for people who just continuously just dismiss the opportunities that they have within crypto to financially empower themselves, and they choose to go another way, or the way of old, that has not really helped them as much as this can help. You know? Stop trusting in these entities and these things. And then when you're in the space right now where, you know, DeFi and folks talk about freedom and being sovereign and all this stuff, but if people lose their heads when they hear one little thing that they don't like, and all of those principles that got them to this point, they throw out the window. That doesn't make sense. This is why you just have to, again, be balanced at what you're saying. Be balanced at what you're doing. Relax. Calm down. Don't get emotional. Control yourself. It doesn't have to be, we make things more complicated than what it is for no reason. For no reason. And then we in hindsight, it's always 2020 when things resurface and the markets do go back up, and everything is great, everything is fine, everybody's happy, but then you're gonna be thinking in the back of your mind, regretting that you lost, you sold. You sold during the bear. You sold when everything was ripe for the picking. You sold at the worst time. Because when the bull market does come back, you're going to realize, man, you could have had so much more. What kind of psychological turmoil is that? Why go through that? That's all I'm saying, man. I'm not a psychologist or a financial advisor. I'm just here talking to just share my input and contribute to the realm of common sense, people. Let's just apply our common sense. Folks, please. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Take care.